welcome back. This is the finals of the Welcome to the 62nd Annual USHA Four-Wall National Championships. This is David Fink alongside USHA National finalist Charlie Shanks. Charlie, you're from Ireland. We're watching a couple ladies here from the Emerald Isle. Good friend of yours, Reilly, taking on Mariana Rushe. Reilly's the #1 seed here, Charlie. She's certainly the overwhelming favorite here in this match, but Mariana's made it through this draw. She's earned her way to the finals with a couple of really good wins, taking out Jenny Schmidt yesterday. What does she need to do here today, Charlie, to try and pull off this huge upset?
I don't think I'm live. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Oh yeah. Okay, we're good to go. I think for Mariana to beat Ashley, I think she needs to keep her in the court for as long as possible. The longer Ashley stays in there, I think Mariana's going to be better conditioned to last the pace. But Ashley's going to come out all guns blazing. She's going to be serving hard, powerful serves and going for kills on any setup. So it's all for Mariana to do here to try and contain Ashley.
A couple of sort of strange shots early here in these first couple of rallies. Mariana with
one serve, 0.
Lucky shot, and then Ashley returns the lucky shot with one of her own.
You can already see Ashley, you know, she's hitting powerful serves and powerful pass shots. So Mariana's going to be doing a lot of chasing this match. But she's got to, you know, Mariana to have a chance, she's got to chase every ball. She's got to be on top of her game.
Look at that amazing serve. That looks like one of your serves, Charlie.
3 serve, 0.
I think Ashley's been studying my videos.
She goes back down the left after hitting an ace down the right. That's a call that we see a lot in the pro game. I don't think that's a hinder.
Short.
A beautiful shot, but no argument from Aisling there.
Second serve.
I think it was a little bit too. Aisling was a bit too close to the left wall there. If she had been a couple more feet over, then arguably it wasn't a cover. But you see it a lot. You know, the offensive player in the front court gets a setup and they hit a pass shot, and because the player is directly behind them, it's automatically a cover. But you know, if the player playing the offensive shots in the middle of the court, and the player trying to retrieve comes directly behind them.
0.
You know, and it's, yeah, I don't think it's a cover ball in that case.
Mariana finally gets front court position there as Aisling hits the ceiling and side wall. The ball drops down right at the short line.
4.
And that's really the only chance she has, is to get that front court position. You see Mariana going for a very low percentage left-hand kill from shoulder height from about 34
4 serve,
feet.
0.
I think she was just maybe a little bit tight in that shot. She not quite relaxed into the match yet.
These ladies are the same age, Charlie. They played each other a number of times in Ireland. Mariana never winning, not yet at least. Just so many great women players in Ireland. Where does Mariana rank amongst them? We know that there's Aisling and Fiona, Maria Daly.
I think Mariana would be in the top 4. I think, yeah, there's Fiona, Aisling, Maria Daly, and Mariana. I think Mariana made the semi-finals of the Ireland Championships this year, so that would make her a top 4 player.
Let's not forget about the young phenom that just won the Collegiate Nationals, Katrina Casey. She's tremendous talent.
Yeah, absolutely. She's from County Cork in Southern Ireland. There's another terrific lady player as well, Lorraine Haverin. She's not too far from Aisling. Aisling would have been, she'd be a sparring partner of Aisling. She's around the same age as Katrina. She hasn't really come over to any of these nationals as well. So, you know, there's a lot of other girls back there as well, and they're more than capable of coming over and competing. But it'll be a couple of more years before the likes of Katrina Casey and Lorraine Haverin start competing at the US Nationals.
Mariana is one of these players, Charlie, that doesn't have an overpowering strength. She doesn't have, you know, the incredible power of Aisling or, say, the control of Fiona, but she's got an all-around game. She can hustle, and she keeps the ball in play and keeps her opponent in the back court.
Yeah, she's very effective. She doesn't seem to make any hand errors. She'll consistently play the roof game, and when she gets a setup, she'll take it.
How would you characterize Aisling's game? You look at her as offensive-minded, or does she not mind playing some of these longer rallies like we see right here?
She may not mind it, but I think it puts her off her game. You know, the longer this rally goes on, the more it's to Mariana's benefit. I guess she needs to be.
That was a 29-shot rally, the longest of the match thus far, won by Aisling Reilly. But it's Mariana hanging in here. Unfortunately for her, a hand air off that Z serve from Aisling. Aisling can hit a number of serves from that spot on the court.
So this is Aisling's game here. She wants to get a good serve in and get a setup and take the setup. She doesn't want to be giving Mariana chances like that.
Mariana a little slow to cover that left paddle kill from Aisling, and now it's Aisling stretching this lead.
7 serves 3.
Aisling is coached by Ricky McCann, who's one of the top players in Ireland. I don't know if he plays as much as he did, but he was ranked as high as number 4 or 5 at one time in Ireland a couple of years ago. Very good player.
Yeah, Ricky was ranked actually number 1 in Ireland. He consistently over all the tournaments in Ireland, he performed the best and was ranked number 1. So
short ball.
Yeah, Ricky's a phenomenal player, phenomenal athlete as well.
Second serve.
He's still playing. He's he's married now, and he's working on his career and stuff. So he can't really get the time to come and compete at these tournaments. And I'd be friendly enough with him, and he really doesn't have the hunger or desire to come anymore. You know, he's been there and done it, and he's moving on to different stages of his life. But he still plays in the competitions back home.
4 serve 7.
He still enjoys that aspect of the game as well.
Oh, what's nice about playing the tournaments in Ireland is you don't have to fly 3,000 miles to play in an event. It's probably the farthest you'd ever go is about a 4 or 5 hour drive, I would think.
Yeah, it's a shorter commute, The farthest you'd ever have to go, you're talking 4 or 5 hour drive, and that would be very rare. I can only remember doing that 2 or 3 times in my
8 serves 4.
career.
Now that you're part of the Race Parade Tour, you're become very comfortable in airports and long flights.
I wouldn't say comfortable. It tries your patience.
4 serves 8.
Talked a little bit about Aisling's handball coach, Ricky McCann, but she also trains at the Sport Institute in Ireland. You've trained with her there.
Yeah.
Incredibly rigorous program.
5
you guys
serves
are
8.
training there with, I believe, Olympians.
Yes, correct. So Aisling has a strength and conditioning coach assigned. Mark Kilgan is his name. He's trained me as well, and he's a phenomenal strength and conditioning coach. you know, he'll put you for your paces basically.
8 serves 5.
So yeah, Aisling, you know, she's improved her power and her speed, you know, and that's what it's all about. And she's better conditioned as well, you know. Or you know, a few years ago she would have won the first game in matches and you know, and faltered away
9
towards the
serves
end.
5.
But you know, she can sustain that pace longer.
Ashley is truly a professional athlete. You see most handball players just, you know, maybe go out for a jog by themselves a couple times a week and hit the ball around with their buddy and come to these
10
events.
serves
She's got a
5.
full team of professionals. It's no coincidence that she looks to be on her way to winning this national championship.
Yeah. But you know, it's okay having a team of professionals willing to support you, you know, but you have to be willing to
11
put the
serves
effort
5.
and the time in, you know.
Short.
Aisling also works full time. She works for the government back in Ireland, and she's up at 6 a.m. 3 mornings a week and
Second serve.
in at the gym for 7, you know, and then on to work at 9, you know. So it's a huge commitment, and that's just the gym sessions, you know. And then you have the handball sessions with Ricky, and she also has you know, I wouldn't say she has like one particular handball coach, although Ricky has been working with her very closely over the last year. She also, you know, has good support from
5 serves 11.
Seamus Utuma, who's also from the same club, better known as Big Socket. You know. So she has a lot of guys at her club. You know, it's a good handballing club, and you know, she just plays men, so she's not used to playing girls. Basically, she plays her
11 serves
male
5.
handballers in her club, which is unusual for Irish players to do.
That's a blow up for Aisling there. She just changed her expression after she missed a shot. I don't think I've ever seen her change her expression.
5 serves 11.
Very nice back wall shot there from Mariana, but Ashley pushed her back down the left. Aisling's been really effective, Charlie, running around her left and using her right hand and pushing the ball down the right wall, that inside-out right-hand pass. And there's a beautiful roof shot from Mariana. I know, Charlie, you've had a lot of success on this court, both in this event and about 8 months ago at the
6
US
serves
Open.
11.
It seems like you don't have any trouble taking the ball off the back wall here, but I found that there's some really dark spots in these back corners.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. There's lots of dark spots. You know, the whole back wall is dark. It's, you know, you have to really concentrate
7 serves
and you have
11.
to kind of, you know, rely on instinct. You know, kind of feel to where the ball is going to go and just have faith that it's going to be there when you hit your swing. You know, so it's tough.
I think there might be something about this back wall that benefits the Irish whip.
The
As I
underarm,
watch
you think, yeah.
you and Paul and also Aisling and Robbie, you guys seem to take the ball off the back wall better than anyone in these events. Maybe it's just because you guys are playing
8
the best.
serves 11.
Could have something to do with that also. You like to see Aisling take that return of serve off the left side wall to the roof, or you think she's better off driving that ball?
I think she's better taking it with her left and, you know, setting herself upright and lashing at the ball.
9 serves 11.
This is a very close game.
Well, it's looked on a couple occasions like Aisling was about to run away with this game, but it's Mariana that hangs in and cuts into the lead, now just trailing by 2
serves 9.
here in game number 1. Mariana traveled over here, Charlie, with her sister Hillary, who's playing in the women's B. There's
12 serves 9.
I think Hillary would have done really well in the women's open here.
Yeah, Hillary's equally as good. You know, is a good player as well. You know, they obviously play together and bring on each other's game.
They played
9
doubles
serves
together.
12.
They lost yesterday to Aisling Reilly and Ashley Prendeville.
And Aisling was actually telling me after the game, you know, that Hillary played very well. You know, she missed absolutely nothing, you know, and I think she was disappointed with that. She was hoping maybe to get a lot more errors from Hillary, and basically got none whatsoever.
That's a great shot. And Mariana's going for that pinch corner kill. Such a great shot, Charlie, when you can hit that right-handed kill into the left corner because the ball just stays down. Very difficult for your opponent to make those retrieves in that left corner.
Especially when you play that shot after hitting a couple of pass shots. It's you know, you've got your opponent back a foot or two out of position, and you can just dump it in there nicely.
11 serves 12.
That was a good point from Mariana there.
The women are playing here, Charlie, with the red 21 ball, which is the same ball that the men are playing with. This is the first time in USHA national competition where the women are using the same ball as the men. I know that the Irish women grow up playing with exclusively the white label ball. So this is a little bit of an adjustment for them. This ball is sort of in between the white label and the old red label ball.
Yeah, yeah, they have a women's ball at home that they use, and it's lighter and not as hard. I know Ashleen was complaining about a lot of bone bruises in her hand.
13 serves 11.
Tournament, so she's kind of having to play through the pain barrier.
Short. 3 walls. Second serve.
I'd like to see Ashleen throw in that lob serve a bit more.
See, you use that serve a lot. You'll even use that on your first serve.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you're power serving consistent, you know, consistently over a whole match, you're tiring yourself out. Where if you can give yourself a little, you know, respite in between, you know, 5 or 7 hard serves, it's going to stand you not just in the match but over a whole tournament. You know, if you're playing at a high intensity for a long period of time, it's going to take a lot more out of you.
Ashling needs to drive that right-handed shot straight down the wall.
There's a cover. There's 2 or 3 covers there.
That's the shot. You see throughout that rally, Ashley pinching the corner with Mariana standing right in the middle of the court and the ball coming right to Mariana. That time, she's able to drive the ball straight down the wall. Mariana nowhere near it.
16 serves 11.
We've seen this a lot, Charlie. We saw it yesterday in both women's semifinal, but players play pretty even until it's midway through that game, 10-10, 11-9, and then you see the stronger players sort of separate themselves with a 7 or 8 point run and just pretty much close out the game when it looked like, you know, we were heading for a really close finish.
Yeah, I think you know, the stronger player can sense, you know, that they need to open a 5 or 6 point gap, you know, get a lead, and they kind of up their game a little bit and start going for a lot more shots, you know, being a bit more offensive. But equally, it can work in the opposite effect. You know, if you get a good lead and you're maybe 14-5 up or 14-4 up, you can, you know, the stronger player can kind of relax and take their foot off the pedal a little bit, and the player behind then all of a sudden starts making, you know, relaxing and going for good shots.
Are you consciously thinking about when you're in there, you know, playing, you know, just sort of in the flow for that first half of the first game, and then actually trying to separate yourself when it gets into that 10-10 range or 10-8 or something like that?
I think you know, trying to separate yourself from the word go. You know, if you can open a few point lead and try and keep that lead for as long as possible. It's a much more easier way to do things. But yeah, sometimes it's, you know, you can't do that. Sometimes you're in a battle, you know, and it's tight all the way through, you know, up until 15 all, and then the pressure gets to one of the players, and they miss a couple of shots, and you know, and then the other player can make a couple of great shots, you know. So that's where the turning point in the match generally comes.
You'd think that these longer defensive rallies would favor Mariana, but it's been Ashley winning these longer rallies here.
Yeah, it's
since Mariana cut the deficit to 11-9, and now it's Aisling not happy with that shot, but it earns her the 20th point. Aisling's had a lot of success with that underhand lob.
Game
Now
point,
she's going
serves
back to her
11.
power serve.
yeah, Mariana's just making a couple of hand errors towards the end of this game, and maybe that's a little bit of fatigue creeping in.
That's a beautiful back wall right corner kill from Mariana.
And it doesn't look like a full
11
stroke.
serves
It looks like
20.
she's kind of a little bit tight when she's her arms a little bit tight when she's taking that shot, but she's still able to execute it well.
Aisling really uses a full shoulder turn to generate all that power. Mariana seems like
Game
she
point,
swings
serves
with
11.
just arm.
Mariana puts her hips through the ball as well. You know, she gets a good, you know, I think Mariana might use her legs slightly better when she's, you know, stepping into the ball and putting her whole body through it,
11
whereas
serves 20.
Aisling seems to use a bit more arm. You know, and that's maybe why Aisling, what looks to be a fancy tattoo on her arm, is actually some special physio tape that, I don't know, is supposed to help her arm not strain as much. So
I was going to ask you about that tattoo, but apparently it's just some fancy tape.
Yeah, it's some fancy tape. Yeah. I think it's the latest taping craze for.
It's the barbed wire tape.
Yeah, something like that. The Celtic tape.
We're going to take a quick 5-minute break here in between games, so you stay tuned. From David Fink and Charlie Shanks, we're going to see you on the flip side.
How the girls doing? One game over? Who won?
Welcome back. We're here for game number 2. Pro Women's National Final here at the 62nd USHA 4-Wall National Championships. David Fink alongside top 4 ranked pro and men's pro finalists here this year, Charlie Shanks. Charlie, it was Aisling Reilly taking game number 1, 21-11. After leading just 11-9 midway through that game, she really imposed her will and game on Mariana Rushe there with a 10-2 run to close out that first game, but here early in game number 2, it's Mariana on the scoreboard with a beautiful left-handed kill. It seemed like Mariana had some success in the middle of game number 1, using the roof and waiting for opportunities. She didn't get many opportunities, though, late in that first game, Charlie.
Yeah, I think Ashton kind of changed the game a little bit. She didn't. Ashton kind of towards the end of the first game, she didn't keep the ball on the roof. She kind of went for pass shots and kind of shot a lot more for kills rather than go to the roof that she had done earlier in the first game.
Mariana is the former USHA National Collegiate Champion 2010. I believe she's still in university.
Yeah, I believe so. I think she may be in university in around Dublin somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. She's a very quiet person, so it's very hard to get out of her exactly what it is she's studying or where she's studying at. Her sister's a lot more outgoing. Maybe we should go grab her and we can get her on, find out exactly. But yeah, she's from County Roscommon, which is in the middle of Ireland, and the club is St Coleman's. It's just like Ashleen's club, St Paul's in Belfast. St Coleman's in Roscommon town is it's a very strong club and a great handball tradition there. You know, they have their big 60x30 court and they have their 40x20 court. You know, all in the one facility, and it's a lovely venue to play at. It's well kept, and there's always good support. Anytime there's a game there, there's always a good crowd come and watch.
That was one of Ashleen's best shots of the match. A beautiful two-ball pass that cracked out. Mariana just getting her hand on that ball, and the ball rolls out flat.
I think Mariana's feeling a little bit dejected now at this stage. She just needs to keep her head and keep, just telling herself, keep the ball on the wall and keep playing. And hopefully, if she can keep the second game tight, maybe Aisling will, maybe she'll feel the pressure a little bit towards the end of this game. But at the moment, Aisling's looking stronger.
Charlie, you've been in a lot of really big finals now. The All-Ireland Senior Championship final, the U.S. Open final, the national final yesterday. How hard is it, though, when you're playing in your first final against such a great player that you've never beat? You've got the cameras, the crowd. I mean, how difficult is that for Mariana right now to try and to play through all of that?
It all depends on the mentality of the player. I kind of had I thought, it was, personally, I think it's this, it's brilliant. It's the stage you want to be playing at. There's no pressure whatsoever. The pressure's on the number one player. You're going in and, you're, I think, totally relaxed and totally up for it, and, and giving it your all and giving it your best shot. That's the approach I normally take, but for some reason yesterday I felt a little bit of pressure. I felt I tightened up a little bit at the early, in the match and at the early stages of the match, and I think that's, the first time I've ever done that. So
that's unavoidable.
I'll be hoping it won't happen again. That's a harsh call, and Mariana, back home in Ireland, that would be a replay. But over here they're very strict, and if you step up, you're supposed to stay down when you're in that position and let the player have their shot and then get up.
That looked like it could have been an avoidable on Aisling there. She stepped right back there and gave Mariana no shot. Yeah. That's a great swing from Mariana. That time she's off her back foot, but Mariana needs to get herself set, stepping into the ball and driving the ball. She's had success driving the ball right at Aisling with power, but just hasn't had many chances as Aisling is keeping her on her back foot and in the back court.
Yeah. Mariana's a strong player, and she's I seen her play one wall last year in Ireland at the National One-Wall Nationals, and she's very strong, very consistent player, and Aisling is, kind of getting it all her own way here at the minute, that's not typical Mariana there.
Timeout, 9 serves 1.
Let's take an instant replay of that last shot by Mariana. You're going to see she finally got an opportunity in the front court. She just doesn't let this ball drop. She rushes this shot,
I don't think she moved her feet. She didn't step into it. She didn't feel comfortable with it at all. Her feet were stuck to the ground, and that could be just, you know, in the last few days. I think that's our fourth. Could be our fifth game, you know, including doubles in the last few days, and fatigue is starting to show, you know, and Mariana's probably not used to playing so many games in so few days.
This is a very easy shot, a very rare opportunity against Aisling. Just looks like she needed one more step there. She calls a timeout there. This is her really last opportunity to try and close the gap and prevent Aisling from running away with this second game. But as you said, Charlie, Mariana's had an incredible tournament. She defeated Jennifer Hinman very badly in round number 1 here. Went on to defeat Tracy Davis, who's the women's classic champion, one of the top players in the world, in a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
And then yesterday defeated Jenny Schmidt, former national champion and perennial semifinalist and finalist here. And then, of course, winning her first doubles match and losing her semifinal doubles match to Aisling Reilly and Ashley Prendeville. So she's had a lot of court time here.
And she's had the tougher side of the singles draw, you know, and but, you know, I remember speaking to Jennifer after the game, and that Mariana, you know, she's well known at home. She's very, you know, everyone knows what a good player she is. But over here, the US players aren't familiar with her, you know, and Jennifer Hinman, you know, was expecting to win that game easy enough, a first round game, but she lost. And after the game, she says, you know, she felt she played well. Jennifer played well. She wasn't disappointed at all. You know, she said she played as best as she could, and Mariana was just a better player. So
fair game,
you know,
fair play?
Yeah, she's earned a lot of respect, Mariana, from the US players. And then to beat Tracy Davis, you know.
It's a very good matchup, Mariana and Tracy. Not surprising that went to a tiebreaker. And there's Mariana struggling on that back wall. That's the most difficult shot in this court, is when the ball comes off the ceiling and the back wall, particularly when it comes off so low. It just seems like it dies off the back wall. I know you don't have any trouble with that. I've seen you flat roll that shot about 100 times in the US Open and Nationals combined.
I'm sure there's a lot of
13 serves 1.
Irish fans at home watching this, and I'm sure a lot of Ross Common people as well.
14 serves 1.
It looks like Mariana is going to come up short here in this match, but certainly a tremendous accomplishment, advancing all the way to the final here, taking out 3 of the top American players.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mariana can take a lot away from the tournament. You know, I think this is our first US Nationals playing in the pros, so to beat the top 2 US players and then get to the final, you know, she's earned a lot of respect, and she's going to have to go away and take a lot from this, and hopefully come back again next year. And
she certainly won't be unknown in the World Championships after this result here.
No.
Aisling Reilly will be one of the favorites at the World Championships, but her arch rival, Fiona Shannon, will be the #1 seed there, having won 3 consecutive world titles.
You can see Mariana just pushing that ball up into the front court just to give her an extra 10 seconds after that rally. Yeah, she's feeling it right now.
Nice pick up there from Mariana, but a great pass from Aisling. Aisling realizing that Mariana's completely out of position there. She doesn't go for a flat kill. She plays the ball about 5 feet high, knowing that
serves 2.
Mariana really doesn't have any chance to recover there. Does Aisling play a little bit too close there in the front court, Charlie?
You know, Aisling, you know, she's physically, you know, bigger than most players, so, you know, it's tough. You know, she's not. I don't think she's doing it deliberately. You know, if I think other women players do the same. It's just that Aisling is bigger, and you know, it looks like she's not giving us as much room. Yeah. it's definitely tough refereeing one of Ashley's games because you know it's playing right on the borderline. You know, especially when she's playing against Fiona Shannon, and Fiona Shannon can chase down a hell of a lot of balls.
Nice kill there in the corner from Mariana.
2 serves,
I think
15.
yeah, Ashley, if she wins this, you know, this will give her a lot of confidence going into the Worlds. Equally, Mariana will take a lot of confidence in after performance out here.
Ashling also going for the slam here. She's in the finals of the doubles coming up in about 2 hours. She'll be taking on Tracy Davis and Bailey Chandler. That should be a very interesting match.
That's at 11:30, yeah.
That's about an hour and 45 minutes from now. And that will be webcasted. I know, Charlie, you'll be watching, perhaps even commentating.
If the money's right.
Well, that's always the case. We'll talk to your people and see if we can work that out.
Yeah, talk to my agent and see what we can.
We're going to replay a bad bounce.
I think it seemed to give a bad sound. It hit something in there.
Now my partner, play-by-play partner, believes that no player would ever call for a bad bounce unless it actually was a bad bounce. My feeling is that sometimes players are so biased in their own favor that they may think it was a bad bounce when it wasn't necessarily. Now they're not intentionally trying to cheat by saying that it was a bad bounce, but sometimes you just think that if you missed a shot, you know, the bounce wasn't quite right.
Yeah. So there's a bit of contact there as Mariana takes that back wall shot. You know, Ashley, she plays very close, and
Fifteen serves 2. Short.
you can see Ashley, you know, her type of swing, you know, the mechanics is, you know, it's all shoulder and arm, and she's just not moving her body into there, and that's why she served it short.
Well, Ashling has had some arm trouble, I believe, Charlie. It's her elbow. It kept her out for almost a year. Mariana looking up for a potential avoidable there, but she had the whole right side of the court.
Yeah, the whole right
there.
side of the court was opened, yeah.
Sometimes as a player, you think that you didn't have
15 serves 2.
that much space, but if she would have known, she had a pretty easy put away down the right.
Well, I think some players, whenever they get that type of setup, you know, Mariana maybe favors going into the left corner there, and Ashling knows that. Maybe Ashling is blocking the left corner. You know, it's a smart move from Ashling, and Mariana just doesn't readjust to play it down the right. So the referee is never going to give you an avoidable in that instance.
Now it's Ashley stalling on 15.
2 serves,
she served
15.
4 times for the 16th point, but unable to convert.
Second serve.
She ran off her first 15 points in just 4 innings. That's one of the best shots that Mariana's hit in this match. A beautiful kill down the right side wall.
15.
It's interesting how Mariana hits that lob serve down the left. She doesn't kind of step in towards the front wall. It's more of like a sideways step. I've never seen that before.
Time
Seems
out,
very effective
15,
with it,
7-3.
I've always found it interesting the way that you hit your cross-court lob, Charlie. It's almost as though you're hitting it off the wrong foot. You step in and hit it off your right foot, with your right foot forward. I've always wanted to ask you about that. I don't know if you've ever watched yourself on video, but generally when you swing with your right, you step with your left.
Yeah.
But you step with your right when you hit that cross-court lob.
Yeah,
it's effective. I mean, it's a very good serve.
Yeah,
It's 2 minutes.
it's not intentional,
Timeout
or
is 1 minute.
I don't think it ever was. Sort of.
Equipment change is 2 minutes. Either
I don't think.
serve
I think
or-
if you're,
He says, I need
you
to
know,
change my headband. So,
so right,
So
you know,
John
with the
comes
lob
out
serve, you don't need your
before.
right foot behind you
John
to
wants
anchor
2
to
minutes.
come off the power.
Because-
So, you know, maybe
Nadi comes back, says, all right, I'm ready.
there's just no need to be
He
back
says,
there.
well, you still got time.
I like to take a
He
step
said,
in
no,
and
that's not
serve the
equipment
ball
change.
right at this, you know, the service
I
line,
don't
so I can get as much height as possible.
Headband is not equipment change. It's in the rule book. No.
This is a 1 minute timeout. Charlie, you just advanced to the final of this event, your second consecutive major final. What are your plans for the summer and your preparations going into the World Championships? I know that you'll be gunning for another opportunity to take it just one step farther
I
there.
think he came back on the court with the
Um,
headband.
yeah, I think I'll have a month off. It's been a
Headband.
long season, you know, and
It wasn't?
I've been kind of looking forward to having July off. Though after playing this tournament, the bodies felt pretty good, so I was kind of hoping that I maybe could play some one wall in July, but maybe, you know, I have to look towards the Worlds, and maybe it's better just taking a complete break in July and then start training back in August again.
We are living outside of New York City and New Jersey.
15 serves 3.
There's a great one-wall scene there, plays throughout the summer, and there's also the great three-wall nationals, the USHA three-wall nationals in Toledo, which is fairly close to New York. I'm sure it'd be,
It's in September time, isn't it?
that's the last weekend in August, first weekend in September, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to be back in Ireland for the whole month of August. My brother's getting married, so
16 serves 3.
I'm going to be back there. So you know, any tournaments in August, I won't be able to play in.
Beautiful shot there from Mariana. Really let that ball drop. Just hit a great kill into the
3 serves
right
16.
corner.
Ashton's struggling to close this game out. You know, Mariana's not making any errors here.
Aisling does not give anything away. You can't tell if she's winning or losing, but inside she's got to be really feeling the nerves because her game has changed dramatically since she arrived at that 15-2 lead. We talked about Aisling playing pretty close. I think Mariana gives too much room.
Yeah.
You see Mariana hit a ball towards the middle of the court and jump all the way into the side wall. Takes herself out of position completely. And there's the first sound I've ever heard Aisling make on the court.
4 serves 16.
Ashton needs to get an ace on the board here.
16 serves 4.
And that's really the worst shot Aisling could have hit from there. Pinched the corner, ball came right back to the middle of the court. Now another timeout from Mariana. But we'll take an instant replay of that. She's looking for that first strike there, Charlie, off a great serve. She attacks the return, takes the ball out of the air. She could have hit a two-wall pass there or a kill straight in off the front wall, but instead tries to pinch the corner. Mariana anticipates it. She follows it in and then hits the paddle kill pass down the left wall with Aisling completely out of position.
From where?
Yeah, I think Ashton,
From what?
that ball was too
Diving?
close to the front wall. Or maybe, yeah, but maybe slightly too close to the front
diving
wall.
in
She
Handball?
should have backed off it. Let Mariana move in and hit the pass.
Sometimes you're so eager to take those weak returns out of the air that
What's crack
you get yourself, as you said, a little bit too close to the front wall and you don't really have a shot. Generally, you want to be hitting, I believe,
much did you
fly
make?
kills from the service box area. If you're hitting them in front of the service box, if you don't hit a
How many
perfect
ovens did you
shot,
make?
you're pretty much out of the point. You're too close to the front wall to recover.
Damn, there's a lot of $10 matches,
No,
right?
that's $200 just from double.
Oh. 4 serves 16. I mean, reffing.
Very good serve there from Mariana. That was one of the best rallies in the match. Both ladies there driving the ball with a lot of power.
16
And
serves
Ashley hits
4.
the skinny pass there. Until that last hand air there, Charlie, Mariana's really starting to put more pace on the ball. You can hear the sound off the front wall.
17 serves 4.
Yeah, she's getting a little bit more aggressive now.
Perhaps she's finding something that'll work for the next time that these two ladies meet, perhaps at the World
18 serves
Championships. 4. And now Ashley quickly scoring 3 consecutive points off that Mariana timeout, and now just 2 points from winning this
19
national
serves
championship.
4. Replay.
I think Mariana might be just completely exhausted at this point, Charlie.
Yeah, she'll be looking forward now to
19 serves 4.
a week's rest, and I believe she's playing in the National One Wall Championship this weekend back in Ireland, which is kind of like a dummy run for the World Championships. They're going to have it at the One Wall Nationals in the exact same hotel, and the exact same venue. The One Wall courts are going to be built, and there's going to be some 40x20 courts built as well, I believe. So, yeah, it's going to be a huge tournament this coming weekend in Ireland, you know, and it'll be great to see, you know, and it'll be maybe twice as better then for the Worlds.
Will Aisling also be playing in that One Wall Championship?
I think I'm not sure. She didn't mention it. I know Mariana plays a lot of One Wall, so I'd say she'd definitely be playing it. I don't know about Aisling. So
Mariana was in a great position to end that rally with the left paddle corner kill.
19 serves 4.
Just misses it.
Mariana seems to be definitely playing a lot better towards the end of the second game. Unfortunately, it's too little, too late. You know, if she could have come in at the start of the match,
match point
and played like
4.
that.
And here's match point for Aisling Reilly to capture this 62nd USHA National Championship. And she finishes it off with a beautiful pass. You can just see the joy from Aisling Reilly. So much preparation, so much put into winning this championship, and she's done it, Charlie. She's done it. And
yeah, I think she was disappointed after losing the US Open back in October, in the way she did, you know, taking a big lead, and after winning the first game, taking a big lead in the second, and then kind of throwing it away. So she'll be exercising a few demons.
well, she wins this championship in decisive fashion, not dropping one game here throughout this draw, defeating a couple of one of the top Americans, the top Canadian, and now one of the top Irish ladies. So it's Aisling Reilly adding to her legend. It's growing. You see Vern Roberts, the executive director of the USHA. He'll be handing out the checks and the trophy.
It'll just be trophies. The Irish girls can't accept any prize money. Just for all those Irish fans at home listening and watching.
Okay. Well, they'll just
those checks go
hand
back
those
to
checks right back.
But yeah, those checks go back to the GA, and then the ladies can claim their expenses for the trip.
Aisling will be back on the court in just about an hour and a half, playing in the women's doubles final. That second game, Charlie, won by Aisling Reilly 21-4, but it's one of those games that was a lot closer than the score indicated. There was a lot of side outs.
Yeah, Mariana had a lot of setups especially towards the end of the second game, and she didn't take them, kind of hit them into the floor, and I think maybe she was dejected at that stage. She thought the game, you know, she kind of knew the game, the match was lost at that stage. And but you know,
had a few injuries last year. I really wanted to make it, but I was advised not to come last year. But I made up for it this year.
That was a great run. You went through everybody without too much difficulty. You're getting ready for the Worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, played Billy Chandler and great strength and great power against Samantha England. Same, you know, two very good players, and again Mariana coming all the way from Ireland, have to play her in the final. So yeah, it was a tough 3 games, but glad to get through them and get through them comfortably. And as I say, it's good preparations for the Worlds.
You've got the doubles later today. You feel good about that?
Yeah, we've got the doubles. Myself and Ashley Penderville will be hoping to slam it today. So.
Fantastic. Great tournament.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Stay right here.
Great interview there, Charlie, from Aisling Reilly.
Marianne, as your second time to the States, how many times have you been here?
I've been maybe a few more times. I've been over at the colleges, so maybe 4 or 5 times, I'd say.
This is your best showing so far.
Yep, yeah.
You did well in the collegiates.
Yeah, we went over to the collegiates, but Aisling's at a different level now to that. She's a lot higher up, so.
And you're looking for the Worlds back home?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun anyway, yeah, but fun. Yeah.
Seems like there's the power threw you off a little bit today. There's the absolute, Aisling hits it harder than you're used to.
Yeah, and she doesn't miss a single ball, so that's a bit of a problem as well.
That's why she's a champ this year. Congratulations, Aisling.
Great interviews there from both ladies. Charlie, Mariana, so sweet. You can see that she really looks up to Aisling.
Yeah, Mariana's a couple of years younger than Aisling, and you know, she's still playing college handball, and when she graduates from college, you know, and has a couple of more years playing like the pro and the senior level at home, she'll be a lot stronger and a lot more used to that pace that Aisling set.
Well, as you know, Charlie, it's overwhelming when you go in there against somebody that's just hitting the ball so much harder than you're accustomed to, and it just takes you completely out of your game, forces you to make a lot more errors and go for a lot more low percentage shots because you're just not comfortable. But we're going to wrap up this broadcast, Charlie, of the women's National Pro Finals. We get one more shot of the 2 finalists, Aisling Reilly on the right with the big trophy. She's won the championship again, validating her 2010 championship alongside Executive Director Vern Roberts. So Charlie, thank you very much for sitting in here with us. I'm David Fink for Charlie Shanks, Linda Manning, Jeff Kastner, the rest of the WPH crew and the USHA. We'll see you in about an hour and a half for the women's final. You stay tuned.
Generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning it. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, Simple Green. It's great for cleaning.